Alamin natin ang mga programa at aktibidades ng mga kinatawan sa pamumuno ni Speaker Ferdinand Martin FMR Romualdez, Kamara, House of the People. Tuwing Sabado at replays tuwing Linggo dito lang sa inyong favorite music radio.
The session is now called to order. Majority Leader. With 175 members responding to the call, the Chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, considering that copies of Journal Number 50 dated on February 12, 2024, we are already distributed to the members, I move to dispense with the reading thereof and subsequently to approve the said journal. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The reading of Journal Number 50 dated February 12, 2024 is dispensed with and the same is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of the bills and resolutions on first reading as well as communications and committee reports. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports for referral to their appropriate committees.
Reference of business, bills on first reading. House Bill numbers 9905 and 9906, increasing the bed capacity of the Bacnotan and Balawan District Hospitals in the province of La Union from 25 to 50 beds, by Representative Ortega.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 9908, regulating and modernizing the practice of medical laboratory science in the Philippines, by Representative Arenas.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 9909, prescribing the use of government-issued documents in job applications, by Representative Fresnedi.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment and the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 9910, renaming Barangay New Alabang Village in the Lone District of Muntinlupa City as Barangay Ayala Alabang, by Representative Fresnedi.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 9911, prescribing the authority of the NHA to grant condonation to its socialized housing beneficiaries with delinquent accounts, by Representative Gintu.
To the Committee on Housing and Urban Development.
House Bill 9912, establishing the Rojas Drug Rehabilitation Center in Rojas, Capiz, by Representative Gintu.
To the Committee on Dangerous Drugs.
House Bill 9913, mandating the employment of licensed healthcare professionals and certified security and safety officers in every school in the country, by Representative Tutor.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 9914, setting minimum standards on administrative professionals and personnel of all basic education schools nationwide, by Representative Alonte.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 9915, creating Barangay Mapit in Kiangan, Ifugao, by Representative Chungalao.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 9916, requiring internet service providers to deliver a minimum standard for internet connection speed, by Representative Bolilia.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill 9917, expanding the coverage of micro-enterprises as beneficiaries of the Magna Carta for Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises, by Representative Bolilia.
To the Committee on Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Development.
House Bill 9918, recognizing the foreign decree of termination of marriage and allowing its subsequent registration with the Philippine Civil Registry, by Representatives Mercado Revilla, Revilla Bryan, and Revilla Ramonjolo.
To the Committee on Population and Family Relations.
House Bill 9919, seeking to integrate the curricula of all public and private schools, colleges, and universities education on Philippine women victims and survivors of wartime sexual coercion, slavery, and violence during the Japanese occupation of the Philippines, by Representatives Mercado Revilla, Revilla Bryan, and Revilla Ramonjolo.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
Resolutions. House Resolution 1584, expressing profound condolences of the House and awarding of posthumous Congressional Medal of Distinction in the field of business for Zenaida Rustia Tantoco, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1585, directing the Committee on Public Order and Safety to immediately conduct an investigation into the reported arrest and detention of filmmaker Jade Castro and his companions for alleged perpetration of arson by Representative Fernandez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1586, urging the appropriate committee of the House to conduct an inquiry into the landslide in Davao de Oro, resulting in massive deaths despite the no-build zone implemented in the area, and reviewing existing laws regulated by the Mines and Geosciences Bureau by Representatives Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Yap Edvic, Yap Eric, and Gonzaga.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1587, directing the Committee on Natural Resources to conduct an investigation on the devastating landslide in Barangay Masara, Maco, Davao de Oro, which claimed the lives of at least 54 miners and residents, while 63 others remain missing due to the large-scale mining operations of Apex Mining Corporation, by Representatives Brosas, Castro France, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
Communications, letters dated January 31st and February 5, 2024, of the BSP Bank Officer 6, Office of the General Counsel and Legal Services, transmitting to the House duly certified copies of certain BSP issuances.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
Email dated January 22, 2024 of the Municipal Mayor of Sison, Pangasinan, submitting to the House a copy of their agency action plan and status of implementation as of December 31st on audit observations and recommendations of the Commission on Audit for the calendar year 2022.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Various letter and reports submitted by local government chief executives and officials regarding their fund utilization and status of program project implementation of the Local Government Support Fund.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Annual Audit Report of the Land Bank of the Philippines for the years ending December 31st, 2021 and December 31st, 2022.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Report dated February 12, 2024 of the Honorable Secretary General of the House of Representatives on copies of the following enrolled bills which were returned to the Senate on February 8, 2024 and to be transmitted to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of the Rules of the House of Representatives. Consolidated Senate Bill 1359 and House Bill numbers 6483 and 7584, mandating public and private educational institutions to allow disadvantaged students with unpaid tuition and other school fees to take the periodic and final examinations. Consolidated Senate Bill 2001 and House Bill 6510, providing for a new passport law. Consolidated Senate Bill 2028 and House Bill 7535, granting benefits to Filipino octogenarians and nonagenarians. Consolidated Senate Bill 2221 and House Bill 7325, providing for the Magna Carta of Filipino seafarers, and Consolidated Senate Bill 2426 and House Bill 8525, mandating the formulation, funding, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of a comprehensive multi-year Tatak Pinoy Proudly Filipino strategy. Committee reports. Committee report numbers 963 and 964, submitted with the Committees on Higher and Technical Education and Appropriations on House Bill numbers 9925 and 9926, respectively.
To the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move that we consider House Bill number 9870 as contained in Committee Report 945, submitted by the Committee on Housing and Urban Development. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9870.
House Bill number 9870, an act mandating the allocation of an area for information and communication technology infrastructure and facilities in subdivisions and housing development projects.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Chairperson of the Committee on Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Francisco Benitez of the 3rd District of Negros Occidental, be recognized to begin sponsorship of the measure.
The Honorable Representative Francisco Benitez is recognized to sponsor the measure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Committee on Housing and Urban Development and the principal authors of the measure, Congressman Christian Tel Yap and Congressman Ino D., and the 52 co-authors from the committee, it is my honor to present for the consideration of this August Chamber Committee Report number 945, containing the text of House Bill number 9870, which mandates developers of subdivision projects to allocate space and make provisions for ICT infrastructure and facilities. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, this measure will address the perennial lack of ICT infrastructure and contribute to improving internet access in the country. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, we need to accelerate the development of ICT infrastructure, such as telecom towers and fiber optic networks, so that we won't be left behind as the world gears up towards the fourth industrial revolution. According to an Asian Development Bank report, the Philippines has one of the lowest telecom tower densities in Southeast Asia. Citing the ICT data, the report shows that the Philippines has 27,000 telecom towers, or 164 towers per 1 million population, which is only a fifth of Vietnam's at 925 towers per 1 million population. The report adds that according to the ICT, the Philippines needs an additional 60,000 telecom towers by 2031. Kailangan natin patibayin ang ating ICT infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, para bumilis ang ating internet. According to a report by OpenSignal, a global mobile analytics company, the Philippines still lags in terms of internet speed among the ASEAN 5. Download speed in the Philippines is only 21.6 Mbps, behind the 24.9 Mbps speed in Vietnam, and far from download speed of Singapore, which is at 70.6 Mbps. Malaking tulong, Mr. Speaker, kung mabilis na makakapagtayo ng towers ang telecom companies and internet service providers sa mga subdivision. More so in highly urbanized areas where space is becoming scarce due to competing uses. At the height of the pandemic, Mr. Speaker, when demand for internet surged, as we shifted to remote work and distance education, the Anti-Red Tape Authority initiated the streamlining of the process to obtain permits, licenses, and clearances for the construction of telecom towers, including the approval of homeowners associations. Republic Act 11494, or the Bayanihan II law, also stressed the need to expedite the construction and installation of ICT infrastructure, and accordingly temporarily suspended requirements to secure permits and clearances for the same. Republic Act 11517 was also passed to institutionalize the power of the President to suspend or waive requirements for permits during times of national emergency. Also recently, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. issued Executive Order number 32 to institutionalize the simplification of the permitting process for the construction of telecom and internet infrastructure. Building on this, a law, Mr. Speaker, is necessary to once and for all ease up access and entry of internet service providers and perhaps telecom companies into subdivisions to build ICT infrastructures and facilities. Many developers and homeowners associations have expressed concern about this. A common concern is the perceived health risk of radiation from telecom towers so near houses. This, Mr. Speaker, is just a perception. This is, however, a common misconception, which the World Health Organization has already addressed and corrected. The bill does mandate that ICT developers must comply and conform with existing standards and rules and regulations in terms of the design and perimeter distance of ICT infrastructure to ensure public health and safety. Mr. Speaker, homeowners will not be harmed by the presence of telecom towers in the vicinity of their homes. Rather, they stand to benefit from faster internet and greater coverage that these towers will provide. Although the bill is in fact technology neutral with regards to the type of ICT infrastructure that can benefit the residents. Mr. Speaker, the world is now in the course of a data revolution, of an automation revolution enabled by cyber-physical systems. Pero tayo sa Pilipinas, nagsisimula pa lang ang ating digital revolution. Kailangan na nating magmadali. This bill aims to make it easier and faster for internet service providers to locate their towers and other types of facilities, for example, inside subdivisions and other residential developments. It mandates developers to reserve a portion, for example, of the open space in their future housing projects for ICT infrastructure and facilities. In existing subdivisions, it is the homeowners associations that must identify areas for ICT infrastructure and facilities. It does not mean, however, Mr. Speaker, that the use of this space will be free of charge. ICT providers must purchase or lease the space. Furthermore, it requires and treats digital access as a basic need and services that developers and subdivisions must provide. With that, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, let us come together and work towards closing the digital divide in our country. Let us accelerate the buildup of ICT infrastructure wherever necessary, wherever appropriate. And let us start by understanding that sometimes this means building telecom towers inside our villages. In closing, Mr. Speaker, I submit to the wisdom of this august body as I hope and request for your approval and support of this important measure. Madamo, gid na salamat sa inyong tanan.
Daghang salamat. Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend consideration of House Bill number 9870.
There is a motion by the Majority Leader. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar business of the day, I move that we consider House Bill 9876 as contained in Committee Report number 951 submitted by the Committee on Nuclear Energy. So move, Mr. Chair.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved.
May I request, Mr. Speaker, may I request the Secretary General to be instructed to read the title of the bill.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9876.
House Bill number 9876, an act governing civil liability and compensation claims for nuclear damage, repealing for the purpose certain sections of Republic Act number 5207, otherwise known as Atomic Energy Regulatory and Liability Act of 1968, as amended.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Nuclear Energy, the Honorable Mark O. Coanco, 2nd District of Pangasinan, to begin sponsorship of the measure.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Chair recognizes Representative Mark Coanco to sponsor the measure.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, this bill has 179 co-authors as of today, February 14. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, the Philippines needs cheap electricity. Expensive and unreliable electricity has been the largest stumbling block to empowerment and the economic emancipation of our country's poor for many decades now. For the last 37 years, since February 1986, We and all administrations since then have tried all available technologies except nuclear to try and lower electricity prices and improve grid reliability and quality of supply. Yet we and all administrations since February 1986 have failed miserably. Nuclear electricity is a mature, proven, reliable, and long-lived, 80 years at least, and possibly even beyond 100 years, alternative to everything else we have tried. It delivers cheap, clean, yet reliable 24/547 to 24/730 electricity wherever it has been used in now over 450 instances all over the world, with 60 more being built and hundreds more planned. In fact, during the recent and unique COP28 in Dubai, 26 major and minor countries have pledged to triple world nuclear power by 2050 as an economic solution to climate change. These countries have declared that net zero by 2050 is impossible without at least some, defined as approximately one-third, nuclear. Nuclear, therefore, if implemented and rolled out in the Philippines in big enough scale, like 16,000 to 32,000 megawatts by 2045, would slash electricity generation charges to half or less than half of current levels. Nuclear po, yan po, distinguished colleagues, ang daan patungo sa murang kuryente sa konteksto ng Pilipinas na mahirap sa sariling fossil fuels. Mr. Speaker, we cannot roll out nuclear in the Philippines unless we have a law governing nuclear liability, a law which defines the operator as automatically liable if there is ever a nuclear incident, as unlikely as it may be. A law which sets the minimum amount of insurance cover, 300 million SDRs, or approximately 450 million US dollars, with which to pay validated claimants immediately without prolonged litigation processes in the case of emergencies. Nuclear vendors would not entertain supplying us with nuclear technology if liability and compensation for damages were not clearly defined. This should not alarm you, Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues. Liability laws are a prerequisite in all countries before nuclear build-out can happen. It is part of many international conventions to which the Philippines is already a signatory to, such as the 1963 Vienna Convention on Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage. Number two, the Joint Protocol relating to the application of the Vienna Convention and the Paris Convention, the Joint Protocol. And number three, the Convention on Supplementary Compensation, the so-called CSC. However, ratification of these conventions remain pending in the Senate. Insurance companies love insuring nuclear companies because they are so benign even in crisis that there is hardly any payout. For example, there has only been one major payout in the United States nuclear history, that at 3 Mile Island, TMI, in the US, which suffered a meltdown yet hurt no one. The total payout for damages was $71 million US. It came nowhere near to exhausting the 450 million US dollars available insurance fund. My dear colleagues, the present bill seeks to modernize the provisions outlined in Part 7 of Republic Act 5207 to align with modern principles of nuclear liability. The bill has been drafted based on principles of nuclear liability found in the CSC and the annex to the CSC. The bill also establishes provisions necessary for the Philippines to become a contracting party to the CSC, including mechanisms for contributing to and accessing pooled public funds. It includes key provisions on strict liability channeled to the nuclear power plant operator, liability caps, availability of compensation for nuclear damage, establishment of a claims handling panel, and exclusive jurisdiction for claim resolutions. By ensuring that the Philippines has a robust, comprehensive, and effective nuclear liability regime that provides clarity, fairness, and adequate compensation to the extent necessary, the country will demonstrate its commitment to upholding international best practices, complying with relevant international conventions, fostering cooperation with nuclear technology vendors, and enabling the responsible growth of the country's nuclear energy program. Lastly, it is the sponsor's prayer that the Senate will soon ratify the CSC Convention on Supplementary Compensation, which was signed on March 10, 1998, during the administration of then-President Fidel V. Ramos, which gives more coverage from a pooled international source in the case of an accident. I enjoin you all, my esteemed colleagues, to support this bill for the empowerment and economic emancipation of all Filipinos. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the consideration House Bill 9876. So move, Mr. Chair.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is carried. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to recognize the guest of A.J. Advincula, ang Barangay Captains of the 3rd District of Imus, Cavite, Honorable Jeffrey Aman, Rico Santos, Honorable Noriel Marcial, Honorable Mark Albert Barzaga, Benedicto Camia, Ferdinand Santiaguel, Mark Jefferson Vilbar, Amando Sariel, Gray Bacos, Reynaldo Saliba, John Saratan, Rafael Minaldo, Ramon Ramos, Joven Lares, Antonio Camungol, Rocky Sarte, and Robison Sila.
To the guests of the Honorable Congressman Adrian A.J. Advincula, welcome to the House of Representatives. Thank you for your visit. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy Valentine's Day. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to recognize the guest of Honorable Samantha Santos of the 3rd District of Cotabato, Romel Tanghal of Regional Development Council Region 12, Romel Tanghal, Eden Radio, Melissa Vargas, Michael Abelana, Sandra Alido, Eva Kabulungan, Gwen Colado, Reggie Rivera, Jose Anthony Octavia, Seth Kagumbay, Gwyneth Colado.
To the guest of our Majority Leader, Congresswoman Samantha Santos, welcome to the House of Representatives. Thank you for your visit. Let's give them a round of applause. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration of House Resolution 1552 under Committee Report 937, and for this purpose, move that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of said measure.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Resolution number 1552.
House Resolution 1552, resolution expressing the sense of the House of Representatives to initiate the convening of the Brunei Darussalam Indonesia Malaysia Philippines East ASEAN Growth Area BIMP-IAGA Parliamentary Forum comprising of the parliamentarians from the BIMP-IAGA sub-region.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution 1552.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution number 1552. All those in favor, please say aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 1552 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the omnibus consideration of the following House resolutions under committee reports submitted by the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, commending and congratulating various individuals who successfully participated in different international sports competitions, namely House Resolution number 1563 under Committee Report number 942, House Resolution 1564 under Committee Report number 943, House Resolution 1569 under Committee Report number 946, House Resolution 1570 under Committee Report 947, House Resolution 1571 under Committee Report 952, House Resolution 1572 under Committee Report number 953, House Resolution 1573 under Committee Report number 954, House Resolution 1575 under Committee Report number 955, House Resolution number 1576 under Committee Report number 956, and House Resolution 1577 under Committee Report number 957, and for this purpose move that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the said resolutions.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the aforementioned House resolutions.
House Resolution 1563, resolution congratulating and commending Filipino athlete Janry Borinaga Ubas for winning gold medals in the 2023 Motonet Grand Prix men's long jump event held in Lapenranta, Finland on June 7 to August 8, 2023, and in the 2023 Triveneto Meeting International held in Trieste, Italy on July 22, 2023. House Resolution 1564, resolution congratulating and commending Filipino billiard players James Aranas and Johan Chua for winning the Philippines' historic 4th World Cup of Pool title at the Paso de Feiras y Congresos de Lugo in Lugo, Spain on 27 to June 2 to July 2, 2023. House Resolution 1569, resolution congratulating and commending National Chess Master Oscar Joseph O.J. Cantella for winning the gold medal in the Open Under-16 category at the 12th Dato Tan Chin Nam Foundation Age Group Chess Championships event held in Citytel Mid-Valley, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on August 27, 2023. House Resolution 1570, resolution congratulating and commending Filipino racer Bianca Bustamante for her exceptional achievement as the first Filipino to win in the 2023 Formula One Academy Series held at the Circuit Ricardo Tormo in Valencia, Spain on May 5 to 7, 2023, and for being the first female racer to be signed in the McLaren Driver Development Program. House Resolution 1571, resolution congratulating and commending Filipino youth athlete Fier Afan for winning the gold medal in the 2023 World Grappling Championships held in Warsaw, Poland on August 21 to 24, 2023. House Resolution 1572, resolution congratulating the members of the Bago City Junior League softball team for winning the 2023 Junior League Softball World Series Championship held in Kirkland, Washington, United States of America, on July 30 to August 5, 2023, and commending the coaches for their able mentorship and support. House Resolution 1573, resolution congratulating and commending Filipino tennis champion Alexandra Maniego Ayala for winning her 4th International Tennis Federation Championship title in the Roehampton Women's 25K Great Britain Professional Series World Tennis Tournament held in Roehampton, United Kingdom on August 13, 2023. House Resolution 1575, resolution congratulating and commending professional bodybuilder Joven Montilla Sagabain for winning the gold medal in the 2023 Tokyo Pro Bodybuilding Men's Physique category held in Tokyo, Japan on August 26 to 27, 2023, and for being the first homegrown Filipino professional bodybuilder to qualify in the most prestigious international bodybuilding competition, Mr. Olympia. House Resolution 1576, resolution congratulating and commending the members of the Philippine Junior and Youth Weightlifting Team for winning medals in the 2023 Asian Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championships held in New Delhi, India on July 28 to August 5, 2023. House Resolution 1577, resolution congratulating Team Manila Softball for winning the 2023 Protect Our Nation's Youth International Softball World Series Championships held in McAllen, Texas, United States of America on July 20 to July 23, 2023, and commending the coaches and the officials of the Team Manila Softball for their able mentorship and support.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution numbers 1563, 1564, 1569, 1570, 1571, 1572, 1573, 1575, 1576, and 1577.
There is a motion to adopt the aforementioned House resolutions. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 1563, House Resolution number 1564, House Resolution number 1569, House Resolution number 1570, House Resolution number 1571, House Resolution number 1572, House Resolution number 1573, House Resolution number 1575, House Resolution number 1576, and House Resolution 1577 is hereby adopted. Session suspended.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Resolution number 1578, and for this purpose, may I request the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the said resolution.
The Secretary General is requested and directed to read the title of the House Bill.
House Resolution 1578, resolution expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of the Honorable Baltazar A. Sator, former representative of the 2nd Legislative District of Davao del Norte during the 8th, 9th, and 10th Congresses.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution number 1578.
There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 1578. All those who are in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those who are not in favor, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 1578 is thereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Resolution number 1579, and for this purpose, may I request the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the said resolution.
The Secretary General is directed to read the said resolution.
House Resolution 1579, resolution expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of the Honorable Aniceto Galdo Saludo Jr., former representative of the Lone Legislative District of Southern Leyte during the 11th and 12th Congresses.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution number 1579.
There's a motion to adopt. Majority Leader.
House Bill 1579, Mr. Speaker.
House Resolution number 1579.
There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 1579. All those who are in favor, please say aye. All those who are not in favor, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 1579 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with the rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees as follows. House Resolution number 1481 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety and Human Rights, and House Resolution number 1566 to the Committee on Games and Amusements.
Is there any objection to the said motion? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following speeches to the appropriate committees as follows. The speech of Representative Brian Revilla, delivered on February 5, 2024 to the Committee on Creative Industries. The speech of Representative Angelica Natasha Co, delivered on February 5, 2024 to the Committee on Creative Industries. The speech of Deputy Speaker Christine Singson Mihan, delivered on February 5, 2024 to the Committee on Creative Industries. The speech of Representative Jose Francisco Benitez, delivered on February 5, 2024 to the Committee on Creative Industries. The speech of Representative Christopher De Venecia, delivered on February 5, 2024 to the Committee on Creative Industries. The speech of Representative Franz Castro, delivered on 6th of February 2024 to the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Welfare. The speech of Representative Arlene Brosas, delivered on 6th of February 2024 to the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Welfare. And the speech of Representative Jervil Luistro, delivered on 6th of February 2024 to the Committee on Creative Industries.
There's a motion to refer the following speeches to the said committees. Is there any objection? There being none, motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to include additional co-authors to House Bill numbers 9859, 9869, 9870, 9873, 9874, 9875, and 9876, and House Resolution numbers 1552, 1563, 1564, 1569, 1570, 1571, 1572, 1573, 1575, 1576, 1577, 1578, and 1579 as contained in the list to be submitted by the Committee on Rules.
Is there any objection to this motion? There being none, motion is approved. Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, earlier we adopted House Resolution number 1579, sans the inclusion of House Resolution number 1561. So now, may I be allowed to reiterate my motion for the adoption of House Resolution number 1579, but this time in consolidation with House Resolution number 1561. So move, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to consolidate House Resolution 1579 with 1561. All those who are in favor, please say aye. All those who are not in favor, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion's approved. Majority Leader. Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adjourn session until Monday, 19th of February 2024 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
There's a motion to adjourn session till February 19, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Session's adjourned.
Alamin natin ang mga programa at aktibidades ng mga kinatawan sa pamumuno ni Speaker Ferdinand Martin FMR Romualdez, Kamara, House of the People, tuwing Sabado at 8.